does their environment influence their appearance? And this may be different for each individual race.
Okay. So they're saying, now let me try to figure out who I'm bringing in here. Okay, so this is my friend Avon, the Pleiadian. And he's saying the environment in which your body inhabits, your body evolves to be able to survive efficiently in that environment. So if we're not an oxygen bearing planet, we sort of probably wouldn't have nostrils, right? We would absorb our breath or whatever through something else. They're saying each planet has its own sort of specific environment. And the beings that are born or created for that environment, their bodies are adapted to it and have adapted to it over billions of years, or we have created them to survive in that sort of environment because he's saying there's life all over the planet, there's life all over the cosmos. We've been around experimenting for billions of light years, and we've come to understand how to sort of adapt and create. So, yes, the environment that you are surrounded by does create different sorts of autonomy in your body. Yes.
Oh, that just it makes me want to see the differences, and just makes me so curious about the differences in each planet and how the bodies adapt or they're made to live in certain
So
environments.
they're showing me like a reptilian sort of species. And they have slits for noses, right? And they're showing me their tongues coming out. And so it's like they don't need to breathe to absorb the oxygen. They soak it in through sort of their tongues and their mouth, and that's just an example that they're putting in my head. So each body, each species is adapted to their environment. Otherwise, they wouldn't be there, right?
Right. No, for
Yeah.
sure. What about the colors? The colors of these individual races. How is that affected by their environment?
And I'm getting like the different sort of suns and moons, the solar energies that are sort of being produced. Your skin would adapt to that sort of color, right? To better suit you.
Okay.
And that also goes back to, man, the races, all the different races on the planet, all of our different kinds of skin, right? That's exactly what, like they say about us as humans, is that our skin color and things like that relate to where we sort of came from. So the fact that they're saying that, different planets, and then we believe the Anunnaki came down here and created all the different races in the sort of maybe places that best suited their sort of skin, created us all.
Okay.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. What about the Arcturians? Aren't they blue?
They are blue.
And how would they get their skin color?
Um okay. They're saying that, again, we were talking about this yesterday in the car. I kept saying suits.
Oh, okay.
A lot of these beings that we know are wearing suits, right? Because they are light beings. And in order to be seen fully by the human race, they would have to put on a suit. And you're seeing their inner light. Like a lot of people say that like they're glowing, right? They have like this blue sort of aura about them, and what's happening is that their suit. Blue is their color. I feel like the colors that they represent may have something to do with maybe the different sort of I don't want to say it wrong, sectors that they're over. Like I feel like the Arcturians and the Pleiadians have very, very similar messages, and I feel like they're both represented as blue, right? So I feel like that's just what they're representing themselves as to us. Familiarity, like they want to represent as physical beings, but they aren't actually physical beings. So in order to look like a physical being, they would have to put on a suit of sort of armor.